And good morning.
Good morning, Grace. How are you?
I'm great. How was your weekend?
Quite gloomy, the rain, you know.
Because of the weather?
Yeah.
Okay, we're all taking it a day at a time.
Yeah.
Speaking about the weather and the ongoing floods in the country, the United Kingdom's government has revealed plans to provide some financial assistance in combating the flood situation in the country. Yeah. Perhaps you can tell us more about that?
So the United Kingdom has donated 140 million for the victims of floods. But Kenyans are not so excited about it.
Why?
A portion of Kenyans are actually saying that they're not so sure that the aid is going to go to those that really need it, because we've seen like before, like for instance, the COVID billionaires, where we get funds and they don't go to those that actually need it. And they're just requesting that this time around, that we've seen the distractions, that the people have been misplaced. We've seen the Mahimayo landslide. People have really lost a lot. So people are just asking that this time around for the government to look into those who need this aid. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the biggest issue is the utilization of the said funds?
Yes.
Okay. We are stand by. Remember, they have just promised to give us the funds, right?
Yeah.
The funds are not yet here yet.
Okay.
Okay. Still on matters flooding, the cyclone Hidaya was expected to hit the coastal region. Of course, fears were looming because the landfall had happened in the neighboring Tanzania.
Yeah.
But the Met Department now says something different. Perhaps you can also tell us about that?
First of all, have you seen the destruction the cyclone caused in Tanzania? Mm-hmm. That was hectic. Yeah. So the weatherman said that the cyclone is actually not going to hit the coastal region, but there are going to be heavy rains and very strong winds. This is a relief for the residents around there, because seeing what has happened to a neighboring country, no one wishes for that at all. Okay. Yes.
Right, so cyclone or not cyclone, please remember to keep safe. Whether you're from the coastal region, east, west, wherever you are from, please, because the rains are in countrywide, right, Anne?
Yeah.
So people, please let us stay safe. Mm-hmm. And with floods, of course, diseases ought to, we ought to have some outbreak of certain diseases. For example, cholera. The ministry is, issued alerts of cholera outbreak. Perhaps what are Kenya saying about that? And also, what is the ministry saying about that?
So the ministry a few days ago issued a notice that there might be a cholera outbreak, and Kenyans are devastated with this news, given that the doctors are on strike, and now nurses are threatening to go on strike in a week's time if their CBA have not been honored. And so people are asking what are they going to do, because people are dying in hospitals because doctors are not there, and now there are going to be a cholera outbreak. Floods are here, people are being displaced. So what are people going to do? Are we going to look for places to live, or going to be cautious on what you're taking? And also, given that the government and doctors are seemingly not agreeing on settling this anytime soon. So people are devastated about this news also. Yes.
Of course, some fears come with it, because now when you're sick, why will you head to? And the doctors are on strike, hoping that there's going to be a ground between the government and the doctors so that they can go back to work. Now that we're also hearing that nurses want to join the doctors in the strike, quite sad there to the country. Now, aside from that, the cabinet of the Kenya Kwanza government is on the receiving end. We already have one cabinet secretary. That is Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi. His impeachment is currently at the Parliament. But Kenyans are not so pleased about the current cabinet secretaries. What are they saying about their performance so far?
So Kenyans are actually questioning if these cabinet secretaries are actually qualified for certain positions that they're given, from the fertilizer saga and also the strike, which people think that the CS is not handling so well. And also, like the other day, CS Education in the middle of the night announced that students are not supposed to go to school. Mm-hmm. So is this the way they were around in the country, like a whole country? These are people we are relying on to give us way forward in different ministries, but actually, it's actually so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually other people are calling for a reshuffle, of which I'm not so sure if it's going to be a solution. Do you think it's a solution, Grace?
It could be. Maybe the president might finally put in but we never know whether they're going to be reshuffling or not. But these cabinet secretaries, of course, we've heard from Moses Kuria, his sentiments that there's no more permanent terms for employees. We also have education cabinet secretary. In the middle of the night saying schools are not going to reopen. We have agriculture cabinet secretary. We also have health cabinet secretary having with their ongoing doctor strike in the country. We are going to be on the lookout on that. Remember the impeachment